$47,000. That is what someone your age on a $48,000 salary should have saved by 35, according to the most cited financial benchmark in personal finance. Pull up your savings balance right now. How close are you? Most people who just checked that number felt one of two things: relief, because they are close, or a specific quiet dread, because the gap is larger than they expected. If it is the second one, this video is for you. By the end of this, you will understand exactly why the gap exists on a $48K salary and the precise sequence that closes it, without requiring a higher income. If you just checked your balance and the number surprised you, drop it in the comments. Just the number, no context needed. I read every one. Let me show you where that $47,000 benchmark comes from. The standard recommendation, 1 times your annual salary saved by 35, assumes you started saving consistently at 25. 10 years, $48,000 salary, consistent saving. On a $48,000 salary, take-home after tax runs approximately $3,200 a month. The benchmark assumes you captured and invested roughly $390 a month across those 10 years. $390 a month. At 7% average annual return, that produces $67,000 by 35, not $47,000. The $47,000 figure assumes you started later, saved inconsistently, or both. I ran this calculation at 31. My number was not $47,000. It was not $20,000. It was less than that. And I remember the specific feeling, not panic, not shame, just the clean, uncomfortable clarity of finally knowing the actual number. That clarity was the beginning of everything that changed. And here's the part that surprised me most. The fix does not require earning more. It requires one number changing. Here's what's actually happening when the savings gap exists on a $48K salary. The benchmark was built around a savings rate of approximately 15%. On $3,200 take-home, that's $480 leaving for savings before lifestyle begins. Most people on this salary are saving what is left at the end of the month. What is left at the end of the month on $48,000, after rent, car, utilities, and minimum debt payments, is approximately $180 to $340, not $480. The gap between $480 and $340, compounded over 10 years, is the entire savings gap. I call this the rate gap. Not a discipline gap, not an income gap, a rate gap. The benchmark requires 15%. The average $48K earner is saving 5 to 10%. That difference, sustained over a decade, produces the exact shortfall most people are looking at right now. The exit is not catching up to $47,000 overnight. The exit is closing the rate gap permanently, starting this month. 3 steps, this order. Step 1. Calculate your actual savings rate today. Divide your monthly savings by your monthly take-home. Multiply by 100. That percentage, whatever it is the only number that determines whether the gap closes or widens. Know it exactly. Step 2. Add 3% to that rate this month only. Not 15%, not a dramatic overhaul. 3%. On $3,200 take-home, that's $96 redirected to a separate savings account on payday before anything else moves. 1% recovered from subscriptions. 1% from one fewer weekend spend. 1% automated before you see the balance. Step 3. Add 1% at every raise. Every time your income increases, direct 1% of the gross increase to savings before lifestyle adjusts. Lifestyle expands to fill income automatically. 1% captured before that expansion is the only reliable protection against the rate gap reopening with every raise. Here's the honest part. The $47,000 benchmark was never designed to make you feel behind. It was designed to give the savings rate something to aim at. If your number is below the benchmark, you are not late. You are at the beginning of understanding the mechanism that produced the gap. That understanding is worth more than the number itself, because the number changes when the rate changes, and the rate changes the moment the automation starts. You are not behind. You are accurately reading a rate gap that was never explained to you. That is not a character failure. That is a structural gap, and structural gaps have structural fixes. Start with the 3%. This month,